What is tea, girl? Girl! It's a mess. Listen.
I mean, the end of November, early December, I found that I was pregnant. I told him, off top, I don't want any children right now. I'm 32 and I don't want kids right now. And he went through like this emotional kind of thing as if he gave us, but I'm pretty sure now that I'm looking, it was just an act, and he was just like, I don't want you to, terminate the pregnancy. I finally found out about her around the time that I came up pregnant. Now,
came up pregnant.
My understanding was, yes,
I don't know how it happened.
Married,
I just came up.
They had been separated for at least
came up
a
pregnant.
year and a half, going on 2 years. It was hard for him to get in contact with her so he can serve her papers because he said she was in a different city. At the end of November, early December, I found that I was pregnant.
You said
Derrick was on the 18th.
The 18th of March.
Last week, yeah.
Does he talk about God with you, with him being a delivered and he submitted to God and being saved while he's with you?
He talks about self-control. He talks about
I see this as a helmet of salvation.
Like God. That's why it's so cringeworthy when I hear him saying,
girl, this is a mess. So last night, let me fix my salvation helmet. Last night, the girl was on Tasha K's channel, honey. She reached out to Tasha K. She said she saw Tasha K's video and was like, girl, I didn't know whether to call you or not, but baby, let me tell you something. If it ain't the right time to call Tasha K, goddammit, it was the right time to call Tasha K. Bitch, you picked the right bitch to call, because the other bitches would be like, girl, I don't give a shit, but Tasha K, she like, hold on, girl.
With him being a delivered and
this nigga was taking videos of himself in front of her house.
He has always came to my home. If you look at all of his videos that he has uploaded, my front balcony is in the back of his video.
Does it have the white arches?
It's the white arches.
Somebody gonna find that house. You shouldn't have even confirmed that. I wouldn't have confirmed that. I would have been like,
I've never been to his house. I've never been to a penthouse or anything. He has always came to my
Let me
house.
tell you what I've learned.
If you
let me tell you what I've learned. Ladies, what I've learned. We just down here talking. You know what it is. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification twice. You know what it do. We talking about Derrick JAXN and the new developments, honey. A new diva has come out, and she is a surgeon, honey. She is a medical professional, and she chose someone like Derrick JAXN. That's what I said last night on the thing. How the world did a medical professional, 32-year-old Jamaican-American woman, right? And you would think she had access to a good dating pool, and she picks a married man. Not just any old married man. Derrick JAXN. She said she didn't have social media. So she really doesn't know. But it's really true when you think about the subcultures. There are some people that have no clue who Tasha K is. There are some people who have no clue who Derrick JAXN is. I mean, like, none at all. You have to be in certain subcultures for you to kind of know who there are, but there are millions of people who don't know anything about what we talking about. Don't know Derrick JAXN, don't know Tasha K, don't know nothing. So this woman, she's out of the loop. She's an MD, a surgeon at that, and you going out with this guy for 5 months. She said she wound up pregnant. What she say? When I came up pregnant, that's what she said. When I came up pregnant. So she had an abortion. He was trying to talk her out of it. And she was like, no, I already know what I want to do. Ladies, oh my God. And the fact that she said she never been to his house, that's one thing that I have to say is a cautionary tale. Is if you are dating someone and he never brings you to his house or his apartment, whatever, wherever he stays, and he doesn't show you where he lives, always, I'm telling you, that is something that you just it makes a difference. It makes a difference in the way that you will decide how to proceed with any type of relationship with this person. Go to their home. Go inside of their home. If they don't invite you to their home, they never tell you to come to their apartment, have some dinner or whatever, watch a movie, whatever. If they never do that, something's not right. And it's not that, it's the only reason is not that he might be married. He might not have a place to stay. It might not be his place. He might have roommates. You want to know where the person that you are dating, please, if you decide you're going to get serious enough to have unprotected sex, let me tell you, I speak from experience. When you don't know where they live, ain't no telling. It ain't no, Child.
Like, I've never been to his house. I've never been to a penthouse or anything. He has always came to my home. If you look in all of his videos that he have uploaded, my front balcony is in the back of his video.
Does it have the white arches?
It's the white arches.
Shut the up. Those are recent.
That's my home. Yes, that's my home.
She said,
like, I've never been to his house.
Baby, she said they had sex last Friday. Mr. It's been over a year and all this other stuff. I mean, it's really a mess, but not just him, his wife. Now, his wife has a IG page, and when you read her captions on her IG page, you can tell that this woman is abused. You can tell that what is it here? Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Oh, here it is. It's right here. She's been making videos. This is what I said yesterday. I'm sure you guys have heard the videos, but she's making videos. She's speaking. I feel like we should be concerned, right? I mean, it's okay to laugh, but I think there's something deeper going on. And I think, well, she didn't know that he was married. Never been to his house. Medical professional. Meets this guy who approaches her. She says he came up to her and told her that he was interested in da. She said he would come up to her job. He's gotten really weird in terms of like kind of stalking. Come up to her job. He'll send her videos of himself masturbating in the parking lot of her job. She's seen him on her camera. She's asked him like to not come around when she found out all of this stuff. And he's been like passing her house. You can see him on the security cameras. Something's not right as a whole with him and with his wife. And his wife, she, a lot of people were talking about how plain she looked and this and that. She seems to be involved in this subculture of Christianity, which what looks like it's in alignment with a cult. You understand? And she's saying things that when a person talks about their faith in the way that she's talking about her faith, they're involved in a cult. When a person gets on camera and starts saying, this is a survivor, what did she say? This is a helmet of salvation. This is my armor. And like really talking like that talk. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Here.
A question. Over snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the powers of darkness. Nothing by any means shall harm you. And I come trampling over snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the powers of darkness that wants to suck up marriage and divide the house of God and divide the men and women of God from each other. Some of you don't understand this because
people who talk like that, something's not right. I don't care what y'all say. Something is not right. And she's involved in a cult. And they were showing on the Plainest Jane's channel the actual church that they go to. And you could see Derrick in some of the video footage at this church where they are doing, casting demons and All of this crazy, over the top, extremist performances of, what they do. Like, I'm casting the devil out of you. You know what they do. Y'all know what they do, but doing the most. You know what I'm saying? And they're involved in this church. I feel like they're involved in this church. She's wrapped up in this cult, and he's out cheating. And when he comes back, it's all blamed on God, right? Everything is blamed on God, and she's going to forgive him because according to the doctor, Dr. Mistress, she said that he wasn't really talking about God like that with her. So evidently this is their thing. And I have a feeling that they use God as an external source, or the devil as an external source of why they do things. And this is just getting, apparently he had some deal going on with TD Jakes, honey. We're going to call you TD JAXN, Tricky Dicky JAXN. You know what I'm saying? Because you out here doing the most. Sitting out in front of the woman that you're cheating on, sitting out in front of her house, giving advice to single people. This is a trip, y'all. Listen.
You don't have kingdom thinking, you don't know kingdom principles, and you don't know how to act and walk in kingdom glory.
She has a bunch of breakouts. Now, either she's about to start her period, or the bitch is stressed out. And she has a right to be stressed out. Your husband, she has these posts on her these posts on her page. One of the posts that stood out to me was her like made up. It says, it's like a quote. It looks like that. And that's her. It says, "How do you deal with all the attention your husband gets from all of the women? You're so strong. I applaud you." She says, before the public at large became a part of my life, I had low confidence, high insecurities, and was tormented 24/7 by the spirit of compassion and haunted by the sister spirit of obsession. Furthermore, childhood experiences created a root of bitterness, rejection, which fed the spirits of can't give love, can't receive love. Demons plagued my life in these areas for over 2 decades. Fast forward to being the wife of a sensational, electrifying, charming, first-class creatively, master orator, and superb genetic specimen of a man. You see how she describes herself? And then you see how she describes him? Y'all better stop centering men in your life like that. That shit is crazy. The combination of poor self-esteem from childhood experiences and adult experiences skyrocketed with fame. To me, like what she's saying, a lot of women have these experiences. They get into these relationships with these narcissists who can spot them from a mile away, right? All right, that's someone that I can easily get in with. We can go, she's into God. I'll go to church. I'll raise my hands. I'll act like I'll get her involved in this church. I'll be a married man. That'll look good on paper, but I'll be still doing my thing while I'm down here giving advice to people. Couples or singles advice to single women. But all the time, the single women are looking at him like, ooh, you're the kind of man I want. And what is he doing? Making himself available, making himself available for these single women who look to him as the idea of a man. There are so many people who did not know he was married. Now, somebody, I think it was on, I forgot whose channel it was. I think Layla Lynn's channel. She showed when Avenger and Gru were talking to Derrick JAXN, and how, he was like, what did she say? Avenger. She said, people don't know he's married. I think he just got married and none of his followers know he's married. She said it back then. That's what stood out to me, that a lot of people did not know that he was married. The combination of poor self-esteem from childhood experiences and adult experiences skyrocketed with fame. So I never handled the attention he received with ease of grace. I would get my face beat by the best makeup artists. I visit women's pages that he liked, commented back, and had prior flings with, and obsess over how they did their hair, how they dress, how they spoke, the interests they had, and tried to mimic aspects of them to keep his attention. And the only thing I couldn't mimic to perfection is being the perfection of having dark, supple skin. So apparently the person that he was cheating with, maybe she was dark skinned, because in a lot of these posts she mentions being dark skinned, but then she also mentions not liking their, or having an issue with their child's dark skin. Like, it's deeper than him just cheating on her. This is a woman, and there's so, like I said, there's so many women that can probably relate to her words, and how you get into these relationships and then you start comparing yourself to women that he likes. Didn't I tell y'all, when little kids have social media, little girls, right, we are conditioned and socialized to put beauty before anything so that we can attract a boy, right? And you give these kids social media, and these little girls start to see what the little boys like and what they need to do in order to make themselves desirable to the little boy they like. They are going to start mimicking, asking for his, what are her interests, trying to see what she does. That starts very, very early. And you can see this is an adult woman with a full-grown brain. Hello? I'm trying to tell y'all, there are so many people. When I read this, I was like, oh, okay. When you are in a relationship and have low self-esteem, it is the worst experience that you can have, even with your, just within the internal battle within yourself. Trust me. I'm sure a lot of people can attest to being in relationship with someone and not having the best esteem, and how that affects the relationship. And then the other person not having the best esteem either. He doesn't have a great self-esteem. He is operating from a false sense of self, which is Narcissist 101. They create a false sense of self very early in childhood. And then that's why it was easy for him to talk in third person about himself. This is deeper than just a raggedy ass nigga cheating on a woman. It's deeper than that. She looks like blank in the eye. If you so gun-ho on the front lines for Jesus, why do you look dead in the face? Why do you look defeated? Why don't you at least have, bitch, some rose water sprayed on your face, or some goddamn Carmex? You understand what I'm saying? The fact that she didn't even take time enough just for herself to present to the world herself, and she presented herself that way, that's what made me think she's at the point where I don't give a fuck. And when I read her captions, I would, if I was him, I would sleep with one eye open. I would, because just if we were to go back and read everything she said, she felt murderous. She's watched videos of him having sex with other women. I don't know if she's gotten his phone on his iCloud, what? And you following them, going after them, looking at their pages. She said, secretly I did these things, and publicly I wore a mask. I grasped onto fake confidence using lyrics from songs and compared myself to every woman except the woman of God, as it is written in Proverbs 31. Testimony. After being oppressed by the demons of comparison, obsession, can't give love, can't receive love, rejection, bitterness for over 2 decades, deliverance came when I was educated on the fact that demons are actual and factual, and I had them in me. I was invaded by some as early as 3 years old. Listen to this lady's words. And she got with a narcissist. her life. And then one thing that narcissists will do, or people who display narcissistic characteristics, they create another reality for you. They create another reality for you. And if you are feeble-minded, and this is somebody that you love and this and that, so you may trust them more than you should. And this person is just manipulating you the entire time. And then, in fact, you have an altered reality. And then he has an altered reality. He is literally living two lives. With you, he's at church with his arms raised. Then when he's not with you, he's cheating on you. And you are privy to all the stuff that he's doing. And you could see it. And you're studying women. You're like, I can imagine what her mind is going through. Like, I feel bad for her. And I feel afraid for him. Like, for real. Like, she's on some snapped. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of these, it's crazy. Erica LaPearl, this is another post from her called Lost in Plain Sight. That's what she's telling you. Like, when you look at somebody's Instagram and you start reading their comments and they have the same theme going on, like, she seems like she's lost in a forest looking up, like she doesn't know what the fuck is going on. And then you're involved in a cult too. Like, girl, like, I can imagine what's going on in her brain. You're involved in a cult. You have this very low confidence in yourself, low self-esteem. You are married to this man who is a public figure, public, relatively speaking, who gives advice on relationships while sitting out in front of his mistress's house, Dr. Mistress. And you know about these things in addition to, but now you got to put on a brave face. You got to sit here and you got to call on the army of the Lord. Can you imagine what her brain is going through? You in a cult and you married to a narcissist? Girl, somebody needs to check on that lady. I'm dead ass serious. And the fact, I'm tired of people dragging her. Ooh, we got to go. We got to go. I'm tired of people dragging her. Because this is his problem, but he's adding to what she has already described as childhood trauma. She feels, if you read her thing, she feels like she was responsible for her father's death. Her father kind of resembles Derrick. Like, it's a mess. When you take a peek into people's lives, and from their internet life to their real life, but this lady is right here in her captions telling it. She says, Erica LaPearl, MUA, makeup artist, beat my face down weeks before she blew up as Cardi B's personal makeup artist. Sis did not play any games with my face that day. Moving on, the exquisite work of art you see here, let me tell you, behind it was nothing short of a hateful, bitter, resentful, detestable, shady, and murderous thoughts. I mean, the word is truth when it states, as a man think in his heart, so is he. Hatred consumed me. I hated my body, skin, personality, clothes, women, my own daughters, dark skin, and men, just to name a few. I was bitter at the hand that life dealt me. Daddy rejected me. Daddy died. Sexual assault, voluntary sharing of a man, cheated on, taunted by women, and the list goes on. And the first thing we do is get down here and talk about this lady's appearance. But what I saw was someone who was just like, girl, I don't even fucking care. Because if you don't have enough self-esteem to just put on some lip gloss, to me, it might seem minor, right? But that's when you know somebody is just not caring. It's not caring about him. And then the fact that this doctor was like, yeah, he would tell me he's very particular on how you look. And he would tell me, oh, I didn't have my nails done. He was like, oh, I'm going to come back. You don't have your lashes on. You don't have your nails done. I don't really like the way you look. And then he was already being verbally abusive to this woman. And she was saying, that's not who I know. I know a different person. This man is wearing all of these masks. That's why it was so easy for him to give advice to himself, because he's living in a fantasy world just like his wife. They're like, what the fuck is going on in that house? He didn't want me to not look a certain way. And you could look like that. She said he would be like his like the way that he would talk to her was a very aggressive, and he would talk down to her in just 5 months. 5 months. Didn't FKA Twig say that? It was like 3 or 4 months, and she was already wrapped up in some shit with Shia LaBeouf, where he was verbally, physically, and mentally abusing her. I'm telling y'all gotta be careful. And then to think that this woman, a doctor, she went out to meet and met this man randomly, and he came up to her and look, this is like a fucking Lifetime movie. It is. And then he's married to this woman who's in a cult. And he himself is probably in the cult, but not really in the cult, but just there because his wife is in there, and that could keep her busy. The armor of God can keep her busy for a second. Girl, this is a mess. Anyways, y'all let me know what you think. She hasn't locked her page. She hasn't. She says she's a member of a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation. I slay with the Holy Ghost, covered in the blood of Jesus. Child, I feel bad. Why now? Did he beat you?
Hey, well,
the other woman said that she could see that he could probably be harmful. Like, yes, I can see that too. I can totally see that. This is crazy, y'all. It's deeper than just appearances. It's a mess. And I'm sure more women are going to come out, as they should. And what is she doing? Sitting out there because, like Kimberly Foster said, the Christian faith system is very harmful to black women. It teaches black women to suffer, to deal with shit, to make it feel like if you ain't suffered through this ain't worth it. All that dumb shit that they be telling you to do, to be in these struggle love situations. A lot of that has to do with the religion telling you, girl, this is just trials and tribulations. Nothing, God can't put me, if God can't brings you to it, he can bring you through it, and all that other dumb shit. I mean, to each his own. But it does set women up to be in these abusive relationships. Why do so many women sit beside their husbands after they done stuck their penis in someone else raw? The lady was pregnant. Do you hear me? And you're married, and maybe she won't have sex with him. We don't know what's going on. She probably feels like, I can't have sex because I'm a soldier for God, honey. Maybe. We don't know. But this is a mess. It is really a mess. She says she's been AR'd, she's been cheated on, she's been lied to, I've been lied on, I've self-sabotaged, I've been sabotaged, I failed, I conquered, I've loved, I lost, I've put down my crown, I've lost myself, I've buried my feelings, I've shared too much, I've shared too little. Lady, I'm sure so many people can relate to this woman, and then combine those feelings with being married to a narcissist cheater. Girl, this sister needs help. The Bible and a cross and some holy water might do a little work, but sis needs to be laying on somebody's couch. Another medical professional. For real, this is a mess. It's sad. It's very sad. I've never learned how to trust, be vulnerable, be confident, and speak up. Some of my experiences have been a result of me trying to cheat the process, and some of them have been forced on me. The pile of all tribulations in my life has me hard pressed on every side. I'm sharing my truth and hope that it encourages you in spite of your wrongs or wrongs done to you. Strength and healing awaits you. Go get it. She's a very great writer too. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she wrote that book that his name is on the front of. Anyways, y'all, that's my time. Take care of each other and yourself and protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. How do you feel about this woman and what she's going through? Yes, and what he is going through as well, because something is wrong with him. Not like something is wrong with both of them, y'all. Like, it's not just her. Something is wrong with that man. And he's sitting up here smiling every day, giving advice to people, and people are ingesting his words and being nourished by his words. And then you open the door a little bit more. Girl, it's a mess. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other and yourself and protect your energy. Peace. Child, I had to come back and show you this picture of him. You see this picture of him? With his arms raised, you can't see it. See it? With his arms raised and his wife in front of him at church, child.